guys, what's going on? It's your host, your boy George Mackay, and my PIC,
Uncle Bobby B, baby.
Hey guys, sorry we're a day late on this one. I had some personal family issues to deal with. I had a passing in the family, so we're recording this a day late, but better late than never, right? As they say. So I don't know. This week was, well, it was interesting to say the least, and we'll get into, I guess, them preparing for the final episode and tying in some storylines for this run in Mexico. But all in all, MLW is what MLW is. We've talked about it numerous times. It's peaks and valleys. It has ups and downs. This one had a mixed bag of a couple of things. I will say this, the matches were good, except for the main event was a little bit subpar, but I'm sure we'll get into that a little bit later. But shall we get into it?
Let's get into it.
Okay, so it starts off with a kind of a rewind of everything that's happened with Hammer and Richard Holiday versus Cesar Durant and everything he's kind of put in their way. It was a nice little video recap. The Pagano turn, the street fight with Pagano, which when you edit that street fight together into like 33 seconds, it looks crisp and badass. But if you actually watch the episode, the street fight was what it was.
It was what it was.
It was what it was. That's the best way to put it. It wasn't great. It wasn't horrible. It was just there.
It was a storyline match. It was meant to move a story along.
Yeah, exactly. It was a chapter in this inevitable, which we're eventually hoping to get somewhat to the conclusion of what CD has planned. But as you know, CD is always CD. And even when you think he's got something planned where you're going to go right, you're going to take a way far left in order to get to it. But that's what the great thing about MLW does better than a lot of people, I will say, is MLW are the kings of the swerve. Mm-hmm. When you think things are going to happen the one way, you could predict it 3 ways from Sunday, and it does not go that way. And they surprise you. And that's what's intriguing. And that's why we started the show, or why at least I started the show. And that's why you hopped on board, because the swerves are always fun. They keep you entertained and interested. Mm-hmm. We also get the first match of the night. It's Erez versus Extreme Tiger.
Extreme Tiger, yeah.
Extreme Tiger. He was solid. This match was great. One of the high spots for me, we don't really run through the whole match. One of the high spots for me in this match was that like snap moonsault. 1 foot like off the rope by Erez. It was
one foot. Yeah, I guess it was a springboard moonsault off the second rope. That was wild. Like I've not worked in a ring, but like I've felt ropes and the tension and like how much to be able to 1 foot off those things, like that's takes some serious agility and balance and dexterity. So it made it look real easy and made it look real good,
real flawless. When you get two luchas like these guys, and the great thing about being in Mexico is as long as they've been for this run, this is what episode 5 we're into now. Mm-hmm. So the amount of time that we've had, we've really been able to experience some of the talent that's out there and really get to see some of the bright spots. And I would not mind seeing Extreme Tiger stateside a little bit more. I think he had a lot to bring to the table. And the match was great. He also did a picture-perfect pile driver, which a lot of the times you don't get a picture-perfect pile driver all the time. Sometimes you get the legs a little off balance, but these two did it crisp, clean, right head to the mat. It was perfect.
Their timing was excellent. The biggest issue I have with a lot of matches is timing. Like it can be just a half a second, but sometimes it can take you out of the match because somebody's standing there waiting to throw a back elbow and the opponent hasn't caught up to them yet, and they're just kind of hung there for a second. But like these guys, just everything was fluid. Their timing, it seemed like they knew each other really well. They played off each other well. Great match. This is what Lucha Libre is all about. I enjoyed it.
And as every week has been this far, the first match has kind of set the tone. And it's every first match of every week so far has been stellar. It easily could have been the main event, but we had 2 title fights in this episode, which we'll get into a little bit later. Right after that, though, Erez for the win. He won not convincingly. Extreme Tiger had his spots, had his chances, but Erez put him away. And we get a 51-50 promo, and they're throwing dice. Danny Limelight's going to take Slice Boogie's money. He pretty much guaranteed it. And the great thing about these guys is when there's nobody else around to talk shit, they talk shit to each other, which I absolutely love. And then all of a sudden, you just see some random money just kind of fall, and you're thinking, who the hell's that from? Boom, CD comes around the corner. And he tells them that the run they've been on has been spectacular. No short of, and we have to talk about the future. Danny Limelight's response is, well, everybody you put in front of us, we've knocked down. CD says, are you ready for Blood and Thunder? He said, hell yeah, I'm ready for Blood and Thunder. Are you ready to beat the Von Erichs? Slice Boogie says, the Von Erichs, man, do you even know their first names? And I mean, again, these guys could do no wrong in our eyes. Everything they do is over. And then Cesar Durant says, well, you better be ready. All I want to do is see you beat them. And now let's play some dice. So Cesar Durant gets in on the action and the camera fades out as the 3 play dice. Now, CD looked pretty happy for the rest of the episode. So I want to say that he most likely, I think he took Slice of Danny for a little bit of coin in that stairwell playing the dice, man.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, even if he took some coin, and I don't know what he has planned, but like, Slice and Danny are like street smart. Like you're not gonna pull one on them. Like they're gonna pull something on you. So I don't know what Cesar Duran is planning, but he should be careful because I think Slice and Danny won't be taken advantage of.
No, and what's that old saying? Like even
Fool me once, shame on you.
well, also the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a necessary I guess you want to say coexistence right now.
It's a dangerous
because
alliance.
yeah, dangerous alliance. That's actually a better way to put it because they both have the common enemy in the Von Erichs, which we know Blood and Thunder was already pre-filmed. I actually didn't see too many spoilers on the internet for the pre-film, so that's kind of good. Everything will kind of be a nice little surprise. We'll get to see a lot of stuff wrapped up in a nice little neat bow. But I will have to say, when it comes down to the promo battle versus 5150 versus the Von Erichs, I think 5150 has clearly won this promo battle.
Now, just a little segue here. Have you seen talent posting videos and stuff from Blood and Thunder?
I haven't, but I also wasn't looking.
Because I think I have. And like, that's kind of, I understand you pre-tape and then you air, but when you have talent sharing videos and like stuff from the show, it's A, spoilers, B, I'm seeing all the high spots. I'm still gonna watch it.
You know what? I'd be okay with seeing a high spot or two because it gets me more hyped up to see how the high spot occurred.
Yeah,
but yeah. When we do see talent posting, I have yet to see talent actually spoil a victory, other than when it was announced that 5150 didn't win the tag titles.
Yeah,
and I mean, we didn't rush to push record and read stuff off a website. I have to keep throwing that out. I have to because it's standard. Yeah, I have to keep throwing it out. The person who does that knows who it is. I'm just gonna leave it with that. What? It's factual. That's factual.
Moving along.
Yeah, you move along all you want. And now we had another title match. Our first of 2 title matches tonight on the card. This was for the AAA Heavyweight Championship. AAA Heavyweight Championship. This was Aramis versus Hijo del Vikingo.
Hijo del Vikingo, who is fucking awesome.
Yeah, he has a great look, great entrance, great charisma in the ring. And these two did not disappoint. This was a world heavyweight title fight, to say the least. A high spot was when Vikingo climbed one of those green support beams that we've seen around the second location in Tijuana, and he literally did a moonsault off of that onto Aramis on the ground, and it was pretty cool.
The crossbody or moonsault?
It looked kind of like a moonsault that turned into a crossbody. Sure, there was a lot of
distance either there. Way, but that was a cool fucking spot. Like he just kind of scaled the pole and went for it.
Yeah, he went for it all. But also, Aramis, he returned the favor when he literally picked him up and threw him into one of the support beams. Kind of like what Enzo did to Casey Navarro a few weeks ago. It looked a lot rougher than it did, but they soldiered through the match, and there was a lot of back and forth, a ton of speed in this one. And this one was just as great as the opening match, if not better. It definitely exceeded it. The only drawback was that Ares got involved, caused a distraction, threw the briefcase in, and the ref, it was weird. The ref was with the briefcase trying to open it. He stopped like paying attention.
What is this briefcase? Never mind the match.
Try to open it, and at that point, we got the distraction from Aramis on Aramis, and then Vikingo for the win. Set him up in the corner for a sweet 054, and that was it. There was also another high spot in this match, which was a crucifix driver, and then a return crucifix driver literally 3 seconds later. It was a flawless sequence. I mean, it wasn't as perfect as 5150 with the Kapaku, which we now know is called the Kapaku. We named it Puerto Rican Pride because we like that name because it flowed with them. It wouldn't be the first time that a wrestler has taken a finisher and named it something to formulate his character. So I thought us renaming it Puerto Rican Pride was a good idea. Danny Limelight shared it and corrected us because we did not know the name. So shout out to Danny for telling us what the name was. But we also got told that we do reviews like IGN. So IGN, if you're watching, we could be on your channel. You could sponsor us. So to that fan.
Yeah, if that was an insult, fuck you. But if it was a compliment, thanks.
Either way. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about that. But yeah, that was a great match. I mean, the first 2 matches in this episode were flawless, and this was a rather short one. This only ran about 49 minutes total, the whole episode from beginning to end, but they packed in 2 great matches out of 3 right off the gate. And this match easily could have went Aramis's way, but Vikingo, I mean, I'm not going to say Vikingo capitalized on the interference, but it definitely helped him secure the win. Now at the end of the match, which was pretty cool, he did help Aramis get back to his feet, and they did a little, raise hand, point, a little bit of show of respect and sportsmanship, which was great, even though the interference did not deter them, because I think at the end of the day, Vikingo was just wanting to win. He just wanted to represent being the heavyweight champion to the best of his ability.
2 technicals, just Yeah, just a good match. No bad blood, just two guys wrestling, so it was good.
Yeah, they told a great story. And, we also get a promo from Max Kruger. But before that, we had another vignette, if you will, on the judge, EJ and Duca, talking about his wife, talking about his son, talking about how he does this for his family. And I love the tagline that he's leaving now. I am built for this. I am the jury. I am the executioner. I am gonna rock gold, not just around my waist or around my neck, my wrist, but also around my waist. So in 2022, it's going to be the year of the judge.
Yeah.
But it was pretty cool to see the personal touch with the family, talking about who he's doing this for. I kind of like that angle. It's kind of similar to Kevin Owens when he debuted in NXT. He's a prize fighter. He only wanted the gold because it secured more financial stability for his family. I'm not saying that's what Duke is doing it for financially, but he definitely has his family in his corner, obviously, because they're his family. And that's who he's doing it for. He wants to make his son and his wife proud. So shout out to the judge, because I love these little vignettes that
we love EJ and Duca. He's tremendous talent. Can't wait to see him getting bigger, more well known. Obviously, we know he was on NXT. They really shit the bed with EJ and Duca because
they let a good one get away.
Like no disrespect at all to like almost whatever, but I would take EJ and Duca as a big man over almost personally. That's just me.
Absolutely. And then now on to the Max Kruger promo, which I have to say, in all the promos that the Black Hand has cut, this one was like spot on. It was short, it was sweet, it was simple. You could hear him. You could understand every single word that was said, which was a nice change of pace. And long story short, his debt has been repaid. He vanquished Bestia previous week, and now he wants his trophy. Jacob Fatu, the Black Hand, is hunting. And that's how the promo ended. It was literally 35 seconds of the best promo that Max Kruger has cut since I've seen him cut promos. And it was great too, because there was no hand blocking his face like this, Hail Contra, stuff like that. It was just great. There was no need to do that. No need to do this. It was great.
It's good. It's building up for the Fatu Kruger match,
which is going to go Fatu's way.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We all knew it was coming after what happened at War Chamber, so it'll be interesting to see where this goes.
Absolutely,
can't wait for the match. Two big guys. Fatu a little more on the agile side, Kruger a little more on the power brutality side. So let's see it.
Let's see what happens. I mean, for that match, I'd want to see a false count anywhere style match. Just because I think these two could do so much greatness on the outside of the ring as they can on the inside. But I feel like a false count anywhere match would be the best way to settle the score.
What about like a loser?
Please don't say an Azteca like Street Fighter, an Azteca jungle match. No, just
not a jungle.
So what?
Match.
Like a loser leaves MLW type match?
No,
like career versus career.
No, I was thinking more like a loser like faces a firing squad or something. But I don't have great ideas, so let's move along from that. So we're looking for the Opera Cup. Davey Richards,
we still don't know who
attacked last week. We don't know where the Opera Cup has gone. It's MIA. We don't know who carried out this attack. We
probably won't find out until the very near end of either this Mexico run or this season. We won't find out. That'll be an end of the thing storyline, or might possibly be when Blood and Thunder happens, because we know he is taking on Hammerstone. They might reveal it either before or after, or even during the match to cause the distraction on Davey Richards.
I think it's TJP.
It's a very strong possibility for sure. We also get the CD on the phone, discussing business as he always is. And who interrupts? None other than the head of Boom IA. That's right, Boom IA. Boom IA. Alex Kane. He interrupts. He's feeling confident. He is feeling confident, man. When you interrupt CD, you better have a game plan. And he did. And he said he wants more challenges. He wants bigger challenges. To which CD said, I'm all about opportunities. We have an open door here. So you're going to fight next week in a trios match, which was weird because we, the watching fans, knew about the match like 30 seconds before because they showed the card. But regardless to say, next week, Alex Kane will be in a trios match. The Laredo Kid will be on the opposite side. I'd like to see how that plays out. But Alex Kane in a ring with 5 luchadors, it already sounds like magic to me. He's not, but he also completely disrespected the culture by saying that he's not a fan of luchas, that luchador style,
garbage,
that flippy shit garbage, and he doesn't respect the lucha libre style. To which CD was not happy about that and just kind of blew him off and walked out of camera as Alex Kane smiled, laughed, and shouted, Boomaye,
Boomaye.
until the camera faded out.
I gotta say, Alex is like, he's still relatively new to the business. He's trained for a while and he's wrestled for a little while, but like, he's still relatively new and he's young. And you watch his promos and he's coming off like a badass, but at the same time, there's almost like a hint of I'm a nice guy in his voice, and like maybe a little bit of not being too sure of himself. But I will say he's been getting a lot of promo time, and every single week you can hear his confidence in himself growing, and he's growing into this role really well on this character and this persona, and he's improving by leaps and bounds. So I'm really happy for Alex, because he's got a long career ahead of him, and he's already something great, and he's going to be something real special.
Absolutely. And now the main event of the evening. Alex Hammerstone, not 100%, with a very taped up elbow and arm.
He's got like a brace on it.
Yeah, he's going at Octagon Jr. And who's at ringside? None other than Cesar Durant. And he's all business as he usually is. A little eye fuck, if you will, stare down between him and Hammerstone before the bell comes out. And then it's weird when Octagon Jr. comes out. He goes over to the corner and CD gives him a couple last minute instructions.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't sure because Octagon Jr. to me looked very face-like. And to be taking, I guess, instructions from like the ultimate heel right now in MLW was a little bit hard to understand how that would tie in. But the match was okay. It was subpar. I mean, it's hard when you get a ground and pound power guy going against a speedster and the flippy stuff. It's hard to tell
contrasting styles
for sure, but it worked for the best of its ability. About halfway through this match, the ramp filled with Cesar Durant soldiers, and we weren't sure how that was going to play out. But Hammer secured the win after a ridiculously long 3 count. This was easily a 6 or a 7 count. This ref is the same ref that we've kind of complained about from the first go. And I'm not one to complain about the small things like a ref, but this dude, like when he drops to his knees, he looks gassed. He looks tired. He looks like he just doesn't want to be there. And dude, if you don't like your job, please find something you love, you're passionate about, because your reffing is horrible.
I don't know.
And I'm not shitting on MLW at all, but this dude looks like he just doesn't give a fuck.
I mean, referees are something normally you do is because you have a passion. There's no referees are like, fuck, I gotta work tonight. Like, no, they love doing it.
He looked like he wanted to call in sick. He did. He looked like he just wanted to take a sick day and get sick pay.
They probably filmed like 3-4 hours straight of wrestling. It was probably tired.
I don't know. By this time, he just looked exhausted. Like this, it was like this was the count, guys. Okay, Hammer does one of his finishers.
Okay, it wasn't that bad. All right. But yeah.
That's what it was. It was easily an 8 or a 9 count. I don't care what Rob says. I know what I saw with my own eyes.
So we have this whatever 8 or 9 count, and then the inevitable happens.
And the inevitable is that wave after wave of these soldiers rush Hammer. He fights off the first wave. He's still kind of hurt. You know, every time he hits with the elbow or hits with the forearm on that taped up arm, he's in pain. He's wincing. You can see it. But don't worry. Backup has arrived. Richard Holiday runs out. He gets back to back with Hammer, and then everybody just rushes, and the camera fades out as all these soldiers are just rushing these two, and we kind of see them disappear in the wave of these soldiers that have encircled them. And that's how it ends. So we have no idea until next week what the future will hold for Holiday and Hammer. But considering the fact that they're proing the crap out of Hammer for Blood and Thunder, I'm going to say they make it out. Maybe not unscathed, but they make it out.
We'll see what happens.
They make it out.
Yeah.
All in all, I mean, it is what it is. It was one of these necessary weeks to move things forward. The story is going in a direction. We now kind of know where the direction is heading towards an inevitable end game for this round in this Mexico run. But so far, so good. The best thing about this Mexico run for me has been everything Alicia Altuve is doing. The small little things have been amazingly picture perfect. And also, too, seeing these great lucha talents that we normally don't get to be able to see here and be showcased. And that's been the most exciting and the most fun part of this Mexico tour. And I really got a tip of the hat to MLW for going over there and giving these guys an international platform for us to be able to see them. Because they are some of the best talents in the world, and they're Mexico's best kept secret. If you live in Mexico, you could see them often, frequent. But here, not so much. But yeah, from Extreme Tiger to also seeing, you know, now Vikingo, to seeing one of the good guys last week. Oh, Dragano, Drago,
Drago.
Drago was pretty solid as well.
Drago
Like
was sick.
all in all, these guys, these talents that they have shown have been really good. Also seeing Pagano, seeing like even Octagon Jr. was impressive. Like
Yeah.
these guys are talents, man, and it's been great to watch these guys and see these guys. And I hope that we see more of these guys stateside because I think it's due. I think I'd like to see a little bit. I'd like to see Triple R come over and maybe invade MLW. I don't know if they can work that in or tie it, but it would be awesome.
I gotta say, I was a little disappointed that we didn't see any female luchadors working this tour with some of the MLW featherweights. You know,
You're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that was they were kind of left off the table, and that's unfortunate. But I mean, I'm not sure the reasons why. I'm sure. I mean, for Core Power, I know he wants to bring his big stars, his big names, and the featherweights are still working that division and building it up. But speaking of a featherweight, if you like MLW Rewind, keep your eyes on Straight Talk in February because I do have a featherweight from MLW coming on the show. So I'm not gonna let you know who that is because you got to watch, find out. Follow the socials for that. Before we get into the power rankings, we should actually do the socials because now that I've tied that in, it's a good segue.
Sure.
So Straight Talk Wrestling everywhere on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. And if you're watching, please hit that subscribe button. Right now, as it stands, we're at 449. We set a goal for 450 by the end of January. And this is dropping on the 28th of January. So we got 3 more days to make this happen. I would love to make it happen. So would Rob. So just give us that one more subscriber to get that 450, and then we'll build from there. And Rob has already made the claim. He's announced it a few times. When we get 5150, Rob will foot the bill for 5150.
Yeah. Anyways, power rankings.
I will start it off because last week you started it off.
How do we even get 10 this week? All right, go.
I've got 10.
Okay, go.
All right. Number 10, I'm going to give it to CD. I enjoyed him playing dice with 5150. I enjoyed the wave of his soldiers, if you will. I enjoy CD. I find him snaky and I like it. There's something about Cesar Durant that makes me want to punch him in the face and give him a high five. But if I were to try to give him a high five, I wouldn't spit on my hand like that fan did before he tried to give him a high five today. That was weird. Like we're already in a pandemic. There's no need if you stick your hand out. If he doesn't want to give it, just move on. You spitting on your hand is not going to entice someone to want to give you a high five when your hand was dry the first time. Just saying. But number 10 goes to our head booker, CD.
All right, number 9, 5150 for the dice and the promo.
Nice. I like it. Number 8, I'm going to go ahead and give it to Extreme Tiger. I enjoyed what I saw. I liked what I saw. He could be probably a little bit higher up on the list this week, but I think he's a solid number 8. So Extreme Tiger, shout out to you, man. Well done.
Number 7, Aramis.
All right, I will counter that with number 6 at Octagon Jr. I enjoyed Octagon Jr. I enjoyed his back and forth with Hammer. The contrasting styles worked. Again, this was probably the weakest match out of the 3, but still, it was entertaining. So yeah, Octagon Jr. number 6.
Number 5, Erez.
I like it. Number 4, I'm going to give it to Henchman number 4.
Okay.
He was the guy that came in the first wave, and he took the biggest bump from Hammer, and he sold it like a champ. So Henchman number 4, tip of the hat to you.
Number 3, El Hijo de Vikingo.
Solid
He
pick.
was great.
Absolutely solid pick. Number 2, the briefcase. The briefcase and the distraction for the ref trying to open the briefcase and get the money. I loved it. I absolutely loved everything about it. And this man stayed committed. Like we're talking a good 10 seconds that he tried to open this thing.
He did.
And it did not work for him, the poor guy. But tip of the hat to the briefcase and the ref I did enjoy.
And the number 1, we're of course going to give it to the champion, Alexander Hammerstone, who came away with a victory, and an honorable mention for Richard Holiday for making that save with Hammer. And there you have it.
There you go. You thought we weren't going to get 10, and we got 10.
We got 10. You're right.
Now, mind you, I did give it to, Henchman number 4 in the briefcase. But still, he's like, if you go back and watch that first wave, the 4th guy that takes the shot from Hammer, he went up, and his legs stayed up for a good second or two before they hit the mat.
I was making a joke. I'm like, Conan's probably in the back watching all these guys because they're probably all, let's face it, they're probably all crash
students. Of course. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm like, he's probably watching to see how they take these bumps from Hammer.
Well, I tell you right now, Conan, you got a star in Henchman number 4. Whoever that gentleman was, aces.
All right.
And this was a real short and sweet and simple one, man. Sometimes when we don't have anything, a lot of deep dives to go into, We just make it short and sweet. So if you like what we did, give us a comment, give us a like, give us a subscribe, and let's get that one more for the 450, and then we can move towards Rob's goal of 5150 because one of us is footing the bill. Peace, love, and wrestling. I am your host, your boy George Mackay, and
Uncle Bobby B, baby.
that's it.
Adios.
Peace.